What's up, everybody? It's your boy Alonzo. Right now, we're back with AAA Entertainment, anime, athletics, all that. I'm here with TJ and Kalani. We had a doubleheader last night. The Lakers won 102 to 106, and we also had the Celtics fall into the Cavs, number one seed, to 123 to 116. We'll talk about the Lakers. It was a very tight game. We all saw it. TJ, what are your thoughts about it, man? LeBron dropped about 28. Luka had 31. They're the only two players with double digits points. But what are your thoughts about the whole experiment? I think it's working, but give me a rundown on that, man.
Honestly, I think we're just in full go when it comes to the Lakers, man, because this is exactly what we wanted to see. Our top two players being our top two scorers. And we have the ability now of seeing not only LeBron James still scoring at a high level, but now he has a reliant opposite person. Like, he doesn't have to be the guy all the time with Luka. And Luka can literally, they can both just trade off of each other. They trade off of energy. Like, I'm liking what seeing LeBron coming off the bench and then seeing Luka control the ball for most of the time. Unfortunately, Austin Reeves being hurt might be scary for the long term. They said calf. I don't like calf. Calf normally is like undercover for Achilles. I don't like that. But hopefully more information comes out soon that it's not as serious as we think. But yeah. Lakers doing what they do, win games, and that's all I want to see. I couldn't care less on how it's won as long as we win. That's me. But unless you're the Celtics and fading on the past to carry you, but that's cool too.
You mean like last year? Like when we won the championship?
That's exactly talking about last year. We're in this year.
Oh, we have a
We're
better
in
record this year too.
No one cares.
Lakers are on a 3-game streak right now. They beat the Timberwolves
Yes.
and the Mavs.
And we just got Luka. That's the
We're still
difference.
like 10 wins over you guys. It's not It's not like we're looking at the past when we still betting you in the present.
Gotcha there. Yeah, right now the Celtics 42 and 18. They fell short to the Cavs. Tatum had a monster game. He dropped 46. Jaylen Brown had 37. Yeah, Derek White was 16. But it wasn't enough, man. Donovan Mitchell, he had 41 points. Let's see. Darius Garland, 20. Honestly, it was just a team effort overall by the Cavs that won. But, like, Klein, what are your thoughts? I don't think it's a panic. I mean, these are the top two teams in the East right now,
Yeah, we're not too worried about it. At the end of the day, as Celtics, how we look at it is it's time for playoff basketball. Like, right now, we're not really worried about it. We have a good seed. We played pretty well. We shot the ball well. We shot the ball better than them. From the regular field goal, from the three-pointer. We just got to be better with the turnovers. I think we had like 5 more turnovers than them. We allowed them to rebound the ball better. I think it's going to get worked out by the time we actually get to the playoffs. We're going to be on full go and ready to actually bring home another championship.
Okay, so you're not worried about Cleveland at all? Despite
No, but I feel like they're going to be a good team. I feel like they're going to be a lot better in the playoffs this year than they've been in years past. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're a lot scarier team, but that experience is just something different. It's like when you play the Warriors in the playoffs, it's just that pedigree of winning championships, being on a team that knows how to get it done. It's just a different mindset when it comes to the playoffs. It's like a lot of people look at the regular season as something, but it's like a lot of teams do good in regular season, they don't do nothing in the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, that experience is a big thing, man. And what about you, TJ, with the Lakers, man? Do you think you're going to make a run? And what's the floor? What's the floor? Conference, or you think you're going all the way?
I think floor right now for us is barely getting inside that playoff or playing game. But right now, ceiling, I can see us competing in the top 3 in the West right now, just based on the fact we're just now seeing this combo really start, and the combo's looking really good just to start, and they really haven't built that much chemistry yet. They just got together, so it's like, okay, what does this look like in a month? What does this really look like when they actually have film now together? They studied with each other. They really had a chance to really work with each other, understand each other, even more to the level that they have already. I just want to see what more we could do with the great push. And like that's what I'm saying. It's just like the rest for LeBron. Now he could actually be saved for the playoffs for the first time in his career, opposed to carrying a team to the playoffs. It's for me, it's like Luka's like the one in my opinion. It's like 1A and 1B. So it's like I don't think there's really a bad option. It's like before with AD wasn't really enough of a force. Even though he was good defensively and he provided that security, it wasn't like as an offensive scorer, his ability to make his own shots and put himself on the free throw line isn't the same as Luka chucking up threes and being able to pass the balls and have a similar game to LeBron. So it's like I literally having two LeBrons on the court, like, and now we have a younger version of that. Maybe not the same athletic sense in terms of he's going to jump over you and dunk on you, but in terms of passing and putting the ball in the right spot, it's like, dude, it's fun to watch again. It's like, oh man, I could really watch Laker basketball again, you know?
And, to build off of that point, man, we talk about Luka as in, you guys are set up for the future. You know what I'm saying? You got Luka, that's 26.
The future
Austin
is now.
Reeves. Yeah, the future is now, man. I mean, but you guys clearly have a plan after LeBron, because, he probably got 2, maybe 3 more years left in him. And it's really looking good how, like, one trade really just turned things around for your team. Definitely, like, a bunch of guys in mid to low 20s with Austin Reeves, Luka, and Rui.
Turn it around for them because they were playing well before the trade even happened. Like they were actually doing really well before the trade happened. Like they were starting to get their groove even with AD. So it's like they didn't really turn around anything. It's not like they were like skidding and then they got it back on track. It's like they're doing pretty good. They have a little bit of a rough patch when they first got the trade, just because there's going to be an adjustment period when there's another star on the team. Surprisingly, it's worked a lot better than I expected it was going to work between Luke and LeBron. But they're definitely playing well. Like,
yeah, man.
I think Lonzo's more putting on the perspective of the near future because, like he said, LeBron maybe has 2 to 3 years left. And honestly, I didn't know what that future would look like myself as a Laker fan because it was like, okay, we have Austin Reeves, we have this new guy, Kinnett. Okay, they're starting to look good, like you said, Kalani. Like they're playing good now, but like, is this the answer? But now, like Luka being there, it's like, no, this is clearly what we're doing now. It's like, okay, now I see exactly how this is going to work out for the next 10 years, opposed to the next like 2 or 3 with LeBron still being on the team. So it's definitely exciting, I guess, in a more future sense. Like not just this season, but the next couple, 5-10 years. Realistically.
yeah, nah, this is definitely. It's going to be pretty good for y'all long term, especially if Luka resigns. Because he hasn't resigned, right?
Yeah, he has to resign still.
But how much more years is on his contract? Was it 2?
I think it's his last year because I don't know if he's eligible for the Supermax, but
I think it's not. He's not going to get as much as he was going to get from Dallas, but I think he can get a good amount.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think
he loses like $50 million or something.
I thought he lost more than that because now he's not eligible for Supermax.
It was something crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so transitioning to anime. So we just finished talking about athletics. We're talking about JoJo Bizarre Adventures. Calamari or Kalani has been binge watching JoJo Bizarre Adventures. He finally finished part 3. I know part 1 and 2 was very hard to get into and get through, but he finished one of the arguably probably the best parts in JoJo.
It's really just one. It was really just one.
2 wasn't that bad to you? Part 2, Joseph?
Joseph wasn't as hard as Jonathan. Jonathan was like the part I really couldn't get into. After Jonathan's part went, I was really able to watch Joseph without a problem for real. I wasn't as excited as I was for Jotaro's part, but it's like compared to Jonathan, Joseph ain't that bad.
Okay, well. What are your thoughts about like the past 3 parts and what's your favorite one? And yeah, just go for
Jotaro.
Okay.
Yeah, part 2 was definitely my favorite between 1, 2, and 3. Jotaro's part definitely from the beginning to the end had me like locked in. I just kind of wanted to just keep watching and see what happens. Joseph's part was kind of cool. I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
I'm not gonna say it's close to Jotaro's as exciting, but it won't that bad. I can definitely get through. Jonathan's part, I hate that part. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That was really hard to get into. It's like I felt like how some people would say One Piece is hard to get to and get into.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's One Piece is the same level of commitment that Jonathan's part is, but I can kind of see what them people are talking about. But then that Jotaro's part definitely makes it worth it.
And I will say with the Jotaro part, to me, that was the hook. Like that's what really hooked me in. That's the part that people say is the best part because once you get into Jonathan's part, that's kind of like the theme, the fight style and everything is from this point on, the whole stance thing and everything like that. Definitely like the second half part 3 better as they're getting closer to Dio. That whole mansion arc. I mean, honestly, it just kept on getting peaked. But what I like about JoJo personally is that you kind of remember the side fights. You know, you remember that orangutan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know the side characters and just how creative. Because honestly, their abilities aren't that OP.
Some of them were. Speaking of which, do you guys want to talk about some of these OP abilities that we've seen in those first 3? Or do you guys?
You have to remind me.
Yeah,
You
for
have to
real.
remind me. It's been a while, but
The
yeah.
blind guy in the desert with the water ability was insane.
But
The
what
way
they do?
he was
The one with the
using.
heat.
Well, he was using his like super. It's like he had like super sense, so he could feel the vibrations in the floor in like the desert sand and tell where they are because he couldn't see them. And then he would use his stand, which was like a water. He could make come out of water or something like that.
Let's see.
He could just attack them from any drop of water or anything like that. And he was just OD with it. If it didn't take for Iggy, even though he didn't want to help whatsoever, flying Jotaro over to him, they were gonna die. Like,
Oh, I think I see. I think I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I just pulled up the clip. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, you talking about the blind guy? He looks kind of black.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the camera.
Yep. I just pulled. I actually forgot about this for real. For real.
Yo, he was OD. He was like, he was that episode. I thought they were gonna die. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like,
Spoiler
this.
alert. I'll say one of my favorite stands was the dude from the mansion. I think it was the dude's older brother, and he could turn into a ball, but everything it touches just disappears. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah. That's an OP one. What about you, TJ? Favorite stand that stood out in part 3?
No,
Stand
actually,
or
that's not
like
Darby's
enemy
brother.
stand?
Anything. It could be anything.
AJ, actually, what you're talking about is not Darby's brother.
No, who is that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, he fought. His name was
It's more freshen for you.
Cold Zone or something like that.
Yeah, something zone.
Yeah, but he could basically go into a pocket dimension that wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
He would just pop out. I think they fought him right after Darby's brothers.
Yeah.
I forgot Darby's brother had the video game. He'll take your soul if you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Wait.
sun stand. I just looked up some of these stands so I can just like remember whose was whose. Yeah, you were talking about the sun stand, Kalani.
Nah,
And,
after the
I
sun.
thought he was talking about the sun stand. Nah, it's something different. I thought the sun stand was actually kind of OP. You know.
It was cool until they found out that he's just in like he just using a reflection to appear he's in the desert and he's just in this little AC little box thing. And as soon as they found where he was, they killed that sun stand instantly.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But hold on,
Oh,
I can tell you.
I just looked at the list. It's Silver Charlotte. That's the guy who I thought had an OD ass stand, bro.
Over Charlotte.
Yes. No, I think that's one of the main characters. Hold up.
Yeah, it's Polnareff.
Yeah.
Damn, who was the guy who turned into a ball, bro? The dimensions.
I can tell you around what episode it is, but I can't tell you what his name is. But that's like one of the episodes right before they get to Dio and the mansion. But the person I'm talking about is what is his name? Oh, there's a water stand.
Sweet, thank you so much.
Overtime.
Let's see.
It's season 2, episode 25. It's right before Anubis.
Now they got some OD ass stands here, man.
There's that one that he made small and it would go into your brain.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
That Hawk too, bro. That Hawk was OD.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Iggy fighting them, bro, that Hawk would have gave them some problems.
Yep. The world.
I'm trying to get a name for you right now.
Yeah, it's vanilla. It's cream or vanilla ice. That's who I'm talking about, bro.
Cool Ice.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice. Yes, that guy was a problem, bro.
Cool Ice.
You said what? Is Cool Ice?
Cool Ice, yeah.
Bro, it says Vanilla Ice up here for cream.
Nah, for the dude that you was talking about that can make the ball.
Yeah, I thought. Oh, well, my bad. Yeah, it says vanilla up here.
What?
Yeah, bro.
What's vanilla? That's a
Cream is
rapper,
that?
ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can look it up. Yeah, I think it's Vanilla Ice.
The episode is called the Miasma of the Void Cool Ice Part 1. And then Part 2 and Part 3. Miasma? Miasma.
Yeah, and I noticed how we didn't mention Star Platinum or the World. Like those,
Well,
those are just
those are my favorites though.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't want to talk about them, the main characters in the show, because they're literally the best characters in the show. So
Exactly.
like the world is obviously the best, but I just want to talk
Bro,
about the side
you know, because
characters.
I look at this tier, it's trying to say Star Platinum's over the World. Nah, the World is stronger than Star Platinum, bro. Like if it wasn't,
man.
yeah, plot
No.
armor, bro. Because Dio Stan is definitely
no,
stronger, bro. He can hold it longer.
Think about it. Alright, so Dio, he said when he first tried to use that power, he could only do it for like half a second. Over time, practicing with that, he eventually got it to that 9-second max. Right? JoJo was able to do 2 seconds in their fight, like in the midst of their fight, in like a 15-minute time period. I feel like with the same amount of training, if they had the same, they probably could stop time for similar amounts of time. Their powers are probably really similar. Like probably close to identical, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, it has to be, because literally like the whole time, like you said, he's figuring out that I can stop time.
Yeah. And it's like, remember they had the whole thing where they was like try to attack each other and they try to do their rushes at the same time. And they were pretty much just even. So it seemed like their powers are just even as fuck. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it did.
It came down to how they use it.
Yeah, it really did. But I thought Dio could be able to stop time indefinitely, like forever type shit.
That's what he was saying, but he ain't got no proof of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah, according to Dio.
Even when he got Joseph's power and he was like, yep, this is going to boost my power, it's like he added about 4 seconds.
Yep. And
He's saying that he was going to get to the point where he's forever, hours and stuff like that. It's like, bro, you've been doing this for like a year.
yeah, probably like 30 minutes, less than an hour. He got that ability. He was able to beat him his own game. Yeah, no, I personally put Dio's over because I'm pretty sure he could stop time longer. But like down the line, you know what I'm saying? At least in the point of anime, but like if they all had the same starting point, then I could see Star Platinum, but I would have to give it to the World, man. Or at least like where Dio was at that point.
Yeah, I feel like their stands are just like the identical, bro.
But Star Platinum, his stand looks cooler. You know what I'm saying? His design is a lot more cleaner than the World. It's a little bulky and yellow, but the World, he had a clean design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad bro was able to lead that message though.
He destroyed that clock.
Yup. I was like, wait, hold
that
on.
clock.
Man, I got to thinking as soon as I saw him do that, because he was just like trying to process what the power was, but they ain't say exactly what it was yet. Then he destroyed the clock. I'm like, what? All right, this had to mean something. It's like, I was like, what could this mean? He destroyed the stop time. This nigga stops time.
Yeah, it didn't click when I saw that shit live until you looked back at it. It did not click. Yeah. So I was surprised you got that on first go, because I'm like, I thought it was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look too much into it. I thought it was like maybe like the time of it or something. I don't know, but yeah. But I'm glad.
That was a cool reveal.
It was.
And honestly, it was like what you said, Alonzo, where it was like the hook. That did hook me to JoJo's, because it was like, that's so creative. It was like all the side characters are creative, and like the main villain was definitely worth the wait. It was like, okay, it wasn't just like, oh, it's just something you pull out of their butt or whatever. It was really like, oh yeah, he could stop time. Like it changed the whole perspective on the show. It was like, whoa. And that's why it made sense. Everything made sense. That's why even in the mansion, everyone trying to talk to him couldn't figure it out. because he stopped time. Like
Yep.
you didn't know.
Yep.
And so it's like it was pretty cool. It was pretty
Hey,
cool.
it's something that I saw it as a comment. You remember that scene where they're trying to walk up the stairs, but it seemed as though they weren't walking at all, or they just
Yeah.
step back. So technically, Dio stopped time and moved them backwards a step.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
That's petty.
Yeah, that's really funny. He's like, look at them confused.
Pull the shit down the stairs.
Yeah.
Go back the way.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And
he did
the
that
way he,
multiple
yeah,
times.
the way he fucking yelled at the world, like I'm like, damn. And then the sound effect, like, yeah, it was a good part that got me hooked. And I'm glad they stayed with the stand thing, man.
That was so creative, man.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, oh yeah, they can do whatever they want now. You know, and you're gonna see that, Kalani, as
Yeah.
you keep watching.
For
I
real.
find it crazy that the stand that Josuke has looks identical to what the world looked like. It's just different colors.
Mhm.
Or am I tripping?
I don't think it looks that similar.
The stands are gonna start looking like that though. Like they're gonna feel like, okay, they look the same. They will look the same,
It's
but
like
it's
a
gonna
mix
change
match.
again. It
Yep.
is gonna change again though.
But like these abilities are gonna get very creative from here on out. You know?
Oh, dude. Oh,
Very
man.
creative.
That, yeah.
Like arguably TJ,
Yeah.
because you're caught up. I don't even think like I mean yeah they're goated, they got his hook, but like the stand abilities like up to now like I think they will probably beat the world. You know what I'm saying, for some of these villains, especially part 6, like his stand.
Yeah, his, but like, I don't think a lot more people are being Dio. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just talking about the final
like-
bosses. I'm talking about the final bosses for the next couple parts.
Oh yeah. Final bosses. I think the last dude in part 6 was probably the best one
Yes.
since Dio.
Yeah.
Like Dio, it's like him and Dio are 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
So-
understand. Now I have to give it to the guy in part 6. Like that.
Oh, what about part 5, dude? Dude in part 5 was cold too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was a different type of.
Like,
it was different.
I will
It was
say
different.
part 4 villain's the weakest one. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
but I again, Kalani, I like part 4. That's my favorite part story wise. You know, but
Now,
like,
is he weaker than like? Are you saying just in the last 3 parts, or is he weaker than like what's his part 2?
no, we're
No.
not even considering them. We're just talking about 3 and
Yeah.
up. Stand users.
3 and up. Yeah, those don't matter anymore. We don't talk about
for
that.
real. We don't talk about the first 2 parts no more.
Yeah.
Besides the history, but like from 3 and up, I think part 4 is the weakest one. I'll rank it part 4, part 3, 5, 6. Actually, no, I don't know. You put the part 5 boss over Dio.
No,
Yeah.
but I like the story better. I think I like part 5 better as
better?
a story.
Mm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah,
I don't want to say anything because if I say anything, it's gonna spoil it.
for real.
So
but
like,
but at the
but
same
part
time,
5 is probably my favorite story.
but you know the boss in part 5 wasn't the strongest stand. You know what I'm saying?
It was creative though.
Yeah, it is creative.
It was creative. It was definitely like, oh, there's no way I could have thought of that. No way I was thinking, not in that direction. No, not in that direction.
I'm not
But it
gonna
was
lie.
like, I think the scale was a little smaller, so I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why it just didn't feel as big compared to part 6. Part 6 definitely had a bigger scale,
Yeah,
way bigger scale.
yeah. Part
So
five-
that's why I'm
the
like,
way
okay.
they use their stands is bigger than the powers they be having. 'Cause
Yeah,
some of these niggas be having stands is not really super OD strong, but the way they use them be so fucking
It's
creative.
creative, and you're gonna see
Mm-hmm.
that they get a lot more creative with it. You're gonna start seeing that part 4. Like, okay, he could do, especially with Josuke, because you have to figure out what exactly what do you think Josuke's stand is? Because I know you're like 1 or 2.
I'm still on the first episode, so I
Yeah.
just got introduced to him. But from what I can tell, he definitely has something where he's able to regenerate people, or at least go back to get them back to before they were hurt.
Okay.
He did that with the turtle, but that's all I can see so far. It seems like he's pretty strong. He's pretty fast. Kind of reminds me of like Star Platinum when he was first introduced, but with that regenerative side as well. So I'm kind of interested to see where that's gonna go.
All right, and you're close to it. You know, it's a little more, but what you said is not wrong. You can do that stuff. You know.
yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah, but it's just how he uses it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to get point. Well, this will be a continuing thing, you know, with the JoJo.
Oh, yeah.
recaps. Like I'll say every time you're done with the whole season, Actually, I really just want you to get back to part 6 so we can just start talking about.
Bro, get the part 6, dude. We're going crazy. That's
and
going to
we're
be its
going
own
crazy.
episode.
Yeah, that's a
its own
whole episode ranking the
Yeah.
stands and like top
yeah.
strongest protagonists, villains, like yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
wanna
its
get
own
there.
thing.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie to y'all. The fact that we do this every week, I'm probably gonna be done with this next part by the time we do the next episode.
I think so because it's not as long as part 3.
No.
Part 3 is the longest.
Nope.
And you don't
Yeah,
have to hold the
part
2
three-
seasons. You're pretty much hooked now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. It's got 39 episodes. I'll take that back.
I feel like part
That's
3
almost
was
like
longer.
40 something episodes. It was like 45.
48. Yeah, but it took me more than a week to finish it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, got work, got life.
What?
I probably watched like 25 episodes a week, maybe. I watched probably like 3 a day or something like that.
We can do a half season recap
Yeah, good.
and then full season at the end in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because the half season does go crazy in part 4. Again, this is my favorite part, but part 4 is different.
Yeah, it
from the
does.
other
It
parts.
does.
Yeah, because you see where they're going with this, you know. Okay, so transitioning to all that of the podcast, we're going to talk about the Pokemon game. Pokemon Legends ZA has come out with a trailer. It's expected to be on Switch. It is coming out late 2025. Now, we each had time to watch the video. I didn't want to post it here for just fears of a copyright strike. But we got the starters. It's Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. Now, personally, you guys, I'm not a big fan of these starters. I don't understand why we have 2 Pokemon for the same gen. I saw a video saying that maybe with the city being kind of like a French theme, I guess Chikorita and Totodile is really popular in the French community, but Tepig just seems out of there. You might as well just put Cyndaquil. I don't know, but like I don't like that we didn't get new starters. You got 2 from the same gen, but I just want to talk about the starters. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think this is. It doesn't make sense, right?
Right.
I feel like if you really honestly should have just put Cyndaquil in there.
Exactly. Cyndaquil the best one.
Yeah, it's like if you either go all the way with it or at least have 3 different starters from different generations. Like, why do you have 2 from one and then one random one from another?
Yeah, just Tepig just seems out of place to me. And it's like, and no Dr. Tepig, I mean, I didn't personally use them, but I just feel as though like they should have just put Cyndaquil, just put the Gen 2. I think Gen 2 starters like overall are cool, but it just seems kind of, I don't know, just kind of bothers me that they just threw Tepig in there. I guess the reason is like French theme or something like that. Teacher, what are your thoughts about the starters, man? I'm not
Honestly, I had some time to sit back on it. I don't think it's as bad as we're trying to make it sound. I think it's just a little bit of a shock value because we got to think Pokemon, $billion business. They know what they're doing, okay? And they were smart. They picked older starters. However, like you guys did say, they picked 2 Johto starters in the bottom 2 tier of the Johto starters.
Exactly.
However, I think with this new game mechanic on top of new abilities now, because it's been a while since we played Silver and Heart Gold, right? This is a whole different game. They can have new abilities, new natures, new reason, or new way to use that Pokemon. So I think I need to be a little bit more open to new Pokemon. And honestly, not only that, no one really uses those Pokemon anyway, like you said. So for a lot of people, this might be the chance to actually use these Pokemon. I've used Tepig before. I love Tepig, in my opinion. I love Tepig.
I love Chikorita. Don't get me wrong.
So,
it's not even like I don't know.
Stuck with the
It's like the
crocodile?
Pokemon. Go ahead.
As I say, I'm stuck with the crocodile. You got the grass, you got the fire, I got the water.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to head that way anyway, but I'm glad it worked out this way because I've always been a fire starter, and to me, grass makes sense for Kalani for obvious reasons. And then you were just like, water just made sense to you because you always oppose me, so that it just all worked out for me in my head.
I ain't gonna lie, it does make sense.
That makes sense.
But I just feel like how they did it just didn't. I feel like it just didn't have any rhyme or reason. It just.
Well, you also got to remember there's the Cyndaquil controversy, the Typhlosion thing that happened, and Typhlosion was in the last Pokemon Arceus game, Legends Arceus. So he was just a starter the last game. So they needed to put somebody in there. They used Charizard. He's going to be a Mega Evolution. Okay, they don't ever use. They just use Typhlosion. Blaziken just got a Mega Evolution. Infernape is goated. I think maybe you could have put Chimchar there. That would have been cool.
Chimchar
But they know
would've been dope.
I got a question for you. Do
Yeah.
any of these starters have a Mega Evolution?
But they might get one.
They might get
the only
one.
one that they might get
I
one.
feel like they should have went with starters that already had a Mega Evolution or something like
But
that.
that makes sense that they're gonna use starters that
True.
don't have it. So now in this new game, they're gonna get the Mega Evolution in this game.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is the next step. They just haven't announced it because that's two different generations of Pokemon that would have to get one because you have to give it to Samurott and Snivy or Survivor, whatever his name is, and then you have to give one for all three of those starters as well. So, JoJo's starters. So that's like
on to that point too. I saw a breakdown that in the trailer, Chikorita has a fairy type move. Chikorita is not a fairy type. That's a new type they added, Kalani, in the game. They have fairies now. But so that kind of does hint that maybe.
Why did you say that to me? I have Pokemon for the Switch.
Oh, you already have the Switch? You have Arceus?
No, I have
Is it X-Mine?
wait. The one with the one with the Pokemon like bikes. Hold on. Let me look.
oh, Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet.
I think so. Yeah, I think I got Violet.
All your devices to work at once.
Well, side note from the for natural starters, I don't like the graphics, man. Pokemon's $1 billion business. Why does this look like a GameCube game? You know, like the graphics don't really look that good to me. And I kind of don't like the
Gotta keep the Pokemon aesthetic.
I think so too. At this point, them not changing it this is what they are. This is their brand. This is Pokemon.
They just made it cleaner than what it used to be.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it.
And honestly, if you also look at it, if you look at the gameplay, Alonzo, this looks very, very familiar to another opposition Power World. And I'm like, this is interesting how you switch up the game mechanic in this game now. So now it's a little bit more than just turn-based style. And I think I like that. That.
I definitely love seeing that.
And that's the positive I will give it.
They actually said Chikorita is a fairy type, bro.
Yep.
Chikorita is a grass fairy.
Yep.
Oh,
It wasn't
see?
like that. It wasn't like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? They just
That's what I'm saying. Like, we got to be open to these starters. Like, I don't think it's that bad. I think they're actually going to make them useful into where it's like, okay, before you didn't think about them all the time, but now you want to use them now, opposed to just using Charizard or just using the most recent, iteration of a Pokemon or your now you're, okay, I can try this guy now, so just that thought.
Yeah, and back to the battle style. It looks like the Pokemon are able to dodge. I guess you're able to just control the Pokemon. You get your moves, so it's almost like your Pokemon's a fighter kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's like, think about Power World, bro, because I'm a big Power World fan. Instead of like you're being on the Pokemon where it's like kind of like up to scale, it's still in that battle style. It's just now you could kind of move. You know how you have to dodge and weave and all that? That's still a factor now. So now you have to do that with your Pokemon on top of timing their ability. So like you can't just press flamethrower and just passively go about your day. You have to actually use flamethrower at the right time, and hopefully he doesn't move, jump, or dodge flamethrower, and then leaving yourself exposed to getting another hit. So now it just makes it what I feel a little bit more like a real Pokemon battle, opposed to just them just standing there and there's nothing really interactive about that. You just have to imagine it, but now you can really see what it could look like. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I see. Like, maybe they can make this game and then somehow make it similar to what Power World has done and do like something close to that. Maybe not with a Power World style exactly, still have it be Pokemon, but make it to where, oh wow, this feels like an epic battle that I'm going against this legendary Pokemon on the bigger screen. And I think that's what they might go for, especially with the new Switch 2 coming out this year. I think this is just a release trailer. I don't know if we're seeing all of it right now. This is all new. Like, the game mechanic itself is a whole new thing Pokemon has never done before. This is totally new. So this is something like, maybe this is what they're going to really try to push for in this new Switch 2 to make people want to get the Switch 2. is the fact that you could do so much more outside of just pressing a button to get your Pokemon to do something. Like your Pokemon actually, oh, it's moving. Oh, it's slow. That's going to affect it moving in the battlefield now. Oh, it's fast. You can see it. Oh, the attack, you can see it. The defense, you can see it. Opposed to just like thinking about it, it's like I think you'll probably see it a little bit more. I think that's what they're going to go for.
Yep.
I'm
And then
excited.
a lot. It feels more like an RPG game kind of deal. Like it's almost like you're fighting with these Pokemon. It feels like a boss fight or something like that if you're trying to catch a legendary. But and they kind of like change things as it's all taking place in one city. One big city. So I guess they have the capture area, you have the city. I think it'd be easier for us to all be in a lobby together.
Yeah.
1v1 or even explore. We're probably. I mean, I'm just assuming if they're doing this RPGs, but it's different. I'm open to getting it because I don't have a Switch, but I'll definitely cop the Switch 2. I hope this should be coming out on the Switch 2. It don't make sense it's on the old Switch,
I see them releasing it on both, being compatible, but I think they'll want to push for the Switch 2 to be the main thing you buy for like graphics and speed. They're going to sell it to where like, oh, if you get the Switch 2, it's going to be so much better. Like, but you can also play it on the Switch if you still have that.
Yep.
That's what I think they're going to do. But unless they're really aggressive, say nope, Switch 2 only, because they've done that before too, and that's normally what they do when they try to get people off the old gen. They say we're going to force you to the new gen now. This is the new thing. So
all new games on the Switch 2. It's not cross
compatible.
compatible.
Yeah, they've done that before. They did that with the 3DS. They did that with the Wii U. They did that with the Switch.
Yeah, and
you want that new version? You have to get the new console too.
And they do it on console, like Xbox and PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's coming out on the One or the PS4.
No.
So
no.
Yeah, you gotta spend the price, but like, I'll cop it. But the main thing is the starters. But I'll keep an open mind about it. But it's just like we'll just see what these mega evolutions look like,
Yeah, or abilities. Like
abilities.
The abilities in Pokemon are not the same like when we used to play. Like it's a whole different game now. So like I'm more open to the newness of the game. Like even though it's not what I would like, and I know the starters aren't what I like either, I'm open to trying it enough to where I'm like, maybe it'll be fun because it's new.
Yeah.
But are we agreeing on the starters now? Is this like a confirmation of the starters?
Yeah, this is a confirmation of like this, like who the starters are.
Yeah,
Oh, you talking about the picks? You don't want the grass, Kalani? You want the water? I feel like we should roll a dice or something. So maybe I want a Tepig. But you want a Tepig, Kalani?
I don't care. I don't care for.
Actually, no. I'm cool. I'm cool with the crocodile, man. I definitely didn't want the grass one. You gotta have like I don't know if you like that. The chicken.
I'm cool with chicken. I'm cool with chicken.
Cool. Exactly. I know I can wreck TJ, and then Kalani. I'm gonna catch a fire type just to roast you.
You act like water's so hard to get. Yeah. Like electricity is so easy. Thunder punch is still a thing. Like I don't.
There's so many water Pokemon.
There is a lot. I feel like
there's even one more type they can do water attacks.
Yeah, and that's what's different too. Is I mean, you had in the older ones, but it's a lot more common now. As in, like these Pokemon can learn their weaknesses, moves to counter.
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty much.
As someone that's played the Switch, Pokemon on the Switch, it's like a completely different game than back in the day, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
And with the battle mechanic too, I just want to see what that feels like really actually attacking on time and have to be on cue with it, opposed to just pressing a button. Like it's really going to have to be, if I do this flamethrower, I need to make sure I'm close enough or put him in a position enough or paralyzed or poison. What does that look like? Or sleep? Oh, he's actually going to just be sleep on the floor. Like I think this is going to be a whole new dynamic. The dynamic is going to change.
Yeah.
But also with that too, I guess you don't need to teach your Pokemon Surf, Fly, or Rock Smash anymore. Because, nope. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool because those moves kind of wasted a spot on your Pokemon.
Or getting a Pokemon on there just for that move. It's like, wow, I have to do all this. But I think they got rid of that concept already, though. Okay. Like a game or two ago, because it's like it really is stupid. Like, why am I stuck with this one mechanic that I really don't use? So. Yeah, I think that's gone with, but
yeah, Scarlet and Violet, they had like a Pokemon that could like the legendary Pokemon you had did all that shit. Like it would be able to climb rocks, It can jump. It can fly. Well, it can glide. It can actually fly from city to city.
But hold
For the
up.
most part, all that stuff is done away with for real.
But hold, is there any new Pokemon coming out with this game? Is there a whole new gen of Pokemon coming out? I didn't see anything
No,
new.
I think it's gonna be all
Um,
old Pokemon. I don't think they're gonna go any new Pokemon this time. There's no
All
reason
right.
to. They have so many.
They have so many.
I think
Yeah.
the legendary new,
Okay. I didn't see.
but they got one legendary, which I think is cool. It's like they should only be having one legendary. I hate when they have like a whole bunch of legendary Pokemon. It's like,
Yeah, they have like two, three
Is it
of
really
them.
legendary?
yeah, we got like 100 legendary Pokemon.
Yeah, it kind of dilutes it. But also, how are you gonna cut? Like, I'm just concerned about the world exploring. You know, it's like because that's a big part of Pokemon. So it's like, how are you? So it's just gonna have events for these legendary Pokemon, and if you on the game during that time, you gotta try to go get it or something. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
It could be that they could expand the map. I don't see why they couldn't, but I could also see that why they won't either, since they
Oh,
haven't
your
shown
mic.
that.
No, you're good.
So that could be a DLC drop. That could be an expansion. That could be extra game. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
probably.
that's the mystery of it right now, and that's why I'm still kind of like, this could be a good game to invest in. If there's any time to jump back into Pokemon, it might just be this game.
Yeah, especially since there's no new Pokemon. That's why I'm a little more inclined to get into it because
Mhm.
I'm like 2 or 3 generations behind. Like the last Pokemon game
Oh
I
yeah,
played
dude.
was Black and White.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I played nothing on the Switch. You have a Switch
Nope.
already, TJ?
No, we were
Yeah.
gonna get one, but we waited because we couldn't find one last year because everyone kept buying them.
What?
But yeah, it was hard. It was hard buying a Switch, especially like in stores, Walmart, Target. Like it was always gone.
So with the
Always bought in
Switch
bulk.
2, are you
Especially
getting a Switch 2 or are you gonna get the regular one?
probably get the new one since
I'll
it's
get
coming
one
out.
too. Same.
Save myself, why get the Switch when I can just get the newest version of it
Mhm.
already? Don't have to think about it for the next 7 years.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I love the fact, yeah, there's just no new Pokemon coming in it, so like I don't have to learn anybody else, and like I still don't know any new Pokemon, so I don't know how many new generation Pokemon I might pick up. My team might just be old school to an
Same.
effect. Like I don't think it depends on
Some of
what's
the old
available.
Pokemon have different attribute types.
Now,
Yeah, and that's fine. I
Okay.
don't think it's gonna be old. I think it's still be like as far as like maybe black and white. Not black and white. What was after X and Y?
I don't know. Sword and Shield?
Yeah, like I think maybe Sword and Shield is as far as I'll go because that's about as much as I know, and I don't know them all. It's like maybe I know
And,
some of them.
and thinking about it too, Kalani, you probably got an edge over both of us because you actually played one of the newer ones, so you're more familiar with like who's nice, who's not. Because I'm about to be trying to level up a scrub or like one of those little early Pokemon you get thinking is nice. I don't know.
But I think they're still old enough Pokemon to where you know what they can do. And that's the advantage of having some of those older Pokemon in the game. It's like, okay, if I want to build a team how I like to build a team, I know this guy could be that piece for me because I know how I build my teams. So I'm just like, okay, who's going to be available for me to build the roster that I like to build? Because obviously I do 6, but like, how do I want to send my 6?
Yeah. Alright, well, I think that's it for the Pokemon conversation. As always.
All right.
Well, yeah, as always, like, comment, subscribe. This is the intermission part. Did y'all want to talk about politics? Because Trump was wilding out against the Ukraine.
Why do you always want to talk about politics?
Bro,
No, we're not talking about politics.
Bro, what Trump said against Zelensky, bro, like, that was crazy.
That was insane.
That was, never. Like, that was crazy. But no,
like,
we don't talk about that.
What? We can't put that on YouTube.
Yeah, we can't. We can't put this is usable content.
Politics are too decisive. You know the word I'm trying.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah, if you go to
Rogan.
politics, you're gonna have to stay in politics, and I don't want to stay in politics.
Alright. Yeah, that's it for the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Actually, I'm gonna edit this part out. I already said that. Let's see. We have, how long was this? This is about 50 minutes.